is Brook Munro. Brook is a composer for music for films. He also has his own CDs. Somebody that I just really admire. I saw his documentary at the SLO Film Fest this year and was just blown away at what he's done and how he manages to fit it all in because he has a family, he has a full-time job. And I invited Brook to lead a session about how to find time and space for your passion project, for your creative endeavor. And a quick note, we're going to be screening the documentary about Brook on September 16th, which is right around the corner in Morro Bay at the Bay Theater. Doors open at 5:30. The screening will start at 6. And then Brook and the filmmakers, the Plummer Brothers, right, are going to be there to talk about the movie and answer any questions you may have. So, Brook, why don't you take it away and tell our attendees what they can expect at your session?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Brian. I'm really excited to chat with everyone who's coming out. My session is going to be really focusing on finding time to create within, the structure of a busy life. Myself, with being someone who has a family, who has a full-time job, and also aspirations to create on a level that requires a lot of time to commit. It's really important that as a creator, as in my case, a composer, but whether you're an author, a writer, a musician, or a filmmaker, anything like that, it's really important that we learn and understand how to kind of prioritize the things that we want to try to accomplish, try to find the things that we're excited about, learning how to create deadlines, and then just, at the same time, it's always a balancing act between uh, the creative structure and the creative motivation that one takes with them, and just also learning how to just chip away at things, because sometimes when you just wait for inspiration to strike, it may not always come at the time that you need it to come. And so what we're trying to do is trying to unlock ways that we can find, not even just find a path, but carve our own path and take advantage of the time that we do have. Because I'm here to say that, eh, for someone like myself who's constructed quite a busy life, it's still possible. It's entirely possible to accomplish more than you think you're capable of. And so my takeaway is that I hope people can come in and find something that they can connect in, because everyone's going to come in with something that they truly love to do, that's artistic, that is an expression of themselves. And what we're trying to do is trying to get you a bit further along with that, and in hopes to um, make it feel a little more possible that the ideas that you have might not be too big for you to accomplish. Um, and so it really is going to be an exciting discussion, trying to figure out how we can unlock some of these creative things in a timely manner and in a productive manner at the same time.
That's awesome. And Brook, one thing I've noticed about your career is the collaborations are really key. And you found a way to collaborate with others, grow your influence as a result. The fact that you even land gigs composing music for film. And will you be able to touch a little bit on that sort of collaboration effort and perspective?
Absolutely. And collaboration is something that you can't just do overnight necessarily. So part of what we're trying to do in terms of, and when I say we, myself, in my own experience, is sometimes it's building and establishing relationships with people that either or that you even don't know that you want to work with. And those things take time. But if you just wait for those things to happen, you might be waiting a while. So I think it's really important that people understand that, it might take some follow up on some of these folks that you feel inspired by. I think just in terms of going on a journey, creating, in my case, music, a lot of times you end up in a place you never expected by working with people that you come across and that you get introduced to. And You know, they talk about networking in so many different ways online. And ultimately, I think we can't be too hard on ourselves. We all have different ways of communicating. Um, it's it's learning how to take pressure off us while at the same time finding ways to stay on schedule with the things that we're trying to accomplish. And I think collaboration is a huge part of that because A, it's inspiring. B, you know, folks are going to introduce your work to other people, and you know, that just starts to snowball. And then you run into situations, and these are good problems to have, but you run into situations where, oh my gosh, now I have a plethora of people that want to work with me. And at the same time, how do I manage that? How do I manage working with everyone all at the same time? I'm only one person. And so learning how to, depending on the scope of the project, learning how to delegate or learning how to, you know, just communicate in such a way to continue moving the ball forward in your own career, I think is really important and really quite vital.
Yeah, it's often said that businesses don't die for a scarcity of opportunities, but from an abundance of opportunities. And I think as a creative, the more you put yourself out there, the more your work connects with people, that you have to be very selective in the projects you choose to take on, because in order to maintain the integrity and the quality of work that you're doing, you can't half-ass it, right? You have to full-ass it, as McConaughey says. So I think sharing that, and then the fact that you're an introvert when you're creating, we all are, but then you're an extrovert in life in order to help promote your work. I think those are all aspects, Brooke, of your career that I think will really inspire and give the attendees really good takeaways. And just one last thing I forgot to mention is Brooke's music is actually used in the trailer for this year's conference. So if you haven't checked out the trailer, it'll actually be screened at the filmings, the next 3 filmings we're doing in Morro Bay, but it's up on YouTube, and you can just get a taste of Brooke's work in that trailer. So I encourage you to come check them out. Any last words, Brooke, before we say goodbye till October?
You know, I'm just really excited to have people that get to come out, and you know, we're all in this together at the end of the day, and we all come from different backgrounds and we have different passions. But with something like this, there's certainly a through line in the way that we get to connect with each other, and I'm really inspired. I'm really excited that we get to just be able to have a time to hopefully learn a few takeaways and hopefully more than a few takeaways, but really come out of this feeling like, hey, you know, this is possible. You know, these are tools that I can take. I know myself, you know, when I've gone to panels, I'm always eager to learn. I'm always eager to figure out, even if it's one thing, what is that one thing? What is that one takeaway? And sometimes that takeaway is just meeting someone new, or maybe that takeaway is, oh my gosh, it's a new perspective on an issue that I've had for a long time. Let me see if I can, you know, dive into my next venture with some of that new perspective. And oftentimes that really helps push the envelope a little bit further. So I'm very excited for this, Brian.